Hello everyone and welcome back to Vida Fútbol. My name is Laureano. I am a UEFA B licensed coach from California, currently living and coaching in Germany. And today we're going to talk about the actions, movements, and runs from the defenders. So let's get started. First we're going to start off with actions that the left and right center backs do or take. So during the build-up play, now you are allowed to be inside the 18-yard line or inside the 18-yard box and start your attack from inside that area. So nowadays a lot of teams are using that new rule and taking advantage of getting the ball from here and then doing a pass back to the goalkeeper simply to widen out. And you will see that the teams nowadays are putting a lot more pressure, either with 2 or 3 defenders. But now what we're going to talk about is, okay, so what kind of movements are the defenders or the center backs taking to adapt to that type of situation? So like I said, they're receiving the ball here, and essentially if you have, let's say, 2 attackers putting that pressure on you, then like I said, a pass back to the goalkeeper seems to be an option that a lot of teams are taking, giving the center back time to open up. And then if this player, let's say, has to choose a line to stop, so, or stopping a pass. Yeah, so either they're going to be stopping the pass from the center back to the right back, or they'll stay in the center and stop the line or the pass. I keep on saying line because the line that connects the center back to the number 6 here, or your defensive midfielder, however you would like to call that. But this player will decide on that, and the other attacker will also decide on which pass to prevent or try to prevent. So putting pressure there, and then this player, let's just say he's the one that's stopping the pass to the center mid. And now that gives us a couple opportunities. We could either hit it over this attacker, but that wouldn't be, that's a risky pass, because if this is the tactic that they're using, then this player is actually going to be putting pressure on that, on the defender. So in this situation, you definitely want to have the center backs that can make a nice pass or a long pass farther up the field or farther out the field, meaning this center back would essentially either pass back to the goalkeeper and the goalkeeper make a pass out to the other center back, or with these 2 players being in such a position, this center back could open up wide, receive the ball there, and then this is where the offensive action happens. And that would be moving up or dribbling the ball forward, kind of taking advantage of the space that has been earned from removing, these 2 attackers out of the play, because you essentially broke this line of defense simply by getting the ball to the right, moving the attackers to the right, and then playing out from the left side. And then in this case, the center back dribbles forward. So that's one of the actions that the center backs tend to do, and that is moving the attackers or the first line of defense to get enough room to dribble up forward. Okay. Another action is essentially just getting the ball and hitting a long ball up, kind of just breaking pressure, releasing pressure as well. That is also an option. So not giving a nice long pass to the outside wings, or even not even a long ball, but essentially a through pass, so dribbling forward a little bit. Let's say the attackers stopping the pass to the goalkeeper, and then this player stopping the pass, either that through pass and trying to and cover the center mid. Now you have a situation that probably looks something like this. And with your right back in this situation, you can essentially just get a pass there and then start your attack through the outside. Okay, so those are some ideas, some offensive ideas for the center backs. Some of the typical actions that they're doing: so dribbling up, passing back and forth with each other, and also the number 6 here. So also getting through, opening wide. So those are some other actions that they may take so that they can also be in a 4 versus 2 situation. That's also including the goalkeeper, because in this case the goalkeeper can open up this way and then make a pass to the outside. But we're not working on the goalkeeper today. We're trying to focus on our defensive line. But in that situation where the number 6 goes in between the 2 center backs, that is just trying to build and not just trying to outnumber the first line of defense from the opponents there. Okay, so now let's take a look into timing from the left and right back. So when should your left and right back make a run? So that is a question that came up, and that was actually a request for a video or a video idea. So thank you guys for that. And if you guys have any other suggestions for videos, definitely comment that in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to satisfy that with a video, with whatever ideas you guys have. But yeah, now working on the outside backs, or the defensive left and right defender, I mean. So when do they run? When do they stay? What kind of runs are they making? And yeah, let's take a look. So during this build-up play, if your attackers are trying to steer the play to the outside, then they'll essentially leave this player open to receive the ball. And that could be a tactical reason, or a tactical reason for that would be that the left and right backs perhaps have less technique than, let's say, these 3 players here, your 2 center backs and your center mid there. Your right back or your left back might be less technically gifted, and teams might be okay with that player receiving the ball first. Okay, but if that is the case, then what this player should do, or a movement, would be to check out. So go up and then check back in to receive the ball with space, because the defender essentially will first try to first of all try to prevent the pass from coming. So if they see this run check out, they will definitely try to stay on this defender, and then that defender will check in to receive the ball, but this defender will or the opponent would try to prevent that pass from even happening. But if the right back can do that quick enough, they should have enough time to get the ball in between the 2 defensive lines here, be able to turn and then create a pass, whether it's a pass to the number 10 here and then a little wall pass around the left midfielder, or a quick turn and then pass to the right attacker here, the number 7. Once that pass is made, so now you could have an attack from the left side, or that same player that made the pass there can overlap and essentially try to get a ball there. So that is a possibility. Obviously, this this little tactic table that I have here is small. That overlap would be a very long run, so that is something to keep in mind, because my markers here are a little big with respect to the tactic board. So an overlap there would essentially be quite a long run. So in order to kind of, what should we say, in order for that run to become a little bit shorter, then when this player receives the ball, then this player might, check in a little bit, so that the run or the overlap is, a shorter distance, leaving also more space to receive the ball and have more space to run and to catch up to that ball. So that would be a run, and that would be a cue. So the cue would be if the defender follows and, your number 7 has enough space to turn. After you make that pass, and this defender should anticipate whether they should run or stay. So they should go if they have enough space. If this number 7 gets in between a little pocket there with enough space, then this is a cue. Okay, let's go, right? But normally you will have these defenders trying to prevent that. But if one stays, then this is the one that you want to move. This is the player that you either want to step up while we make the overlap, or step in to pass to the overlap. So if the player steps out, or up, then during your run, you use that time to pass to your striker, creating a quick pass to the outside back. Obviously, during a game, it's a lot more complicated, but that would be one cue that you can use. Another cue that you can use to know when these players should run is also using the wings to receive a ball. So let's say, for example, this pass, the first pass from the center back goes to the right back. Then the defender will either try to pressure from the top or try to pressure in a kind of wedged run there to try to get a 2 versus 1 situation. And then this player would definitely try to cover one pass there. But then the pass comes here, and then what you can do, if you have a clear pass to your number 10, you can make that pass there, and then with that pressure, release it with giving a pass to your number 6. So now you have. So let's kind of do that again. So the pass goes from there back to here to your number 10, and then there, and in that moment you have your next cue. So now what we want to do is we want to move these players up, and as soon as this player receives the ball, then that can be the cue for the next run. And in this next situation, we'll do the left back. So that's the cue. This player moves out. This player starts moving up. So now this player has to decide whether they're going to stop this pass or follow this defender. But they will most likely just try to prevent the through pass, because they'll be kind of coming in there. And then you have your number 11 checking in. And in that moment, you either do a run that's gonna take this defender out, or this defender might follow that number 11, and your number 6 in that case can, if you have a player that can make that pass, then you definitely can do that in a quick transition from your half to the opponent's half. So again, this player goes out as the player starts running, your number 11 checks in, and then that's the cue again when this player gets the ball, number 6 or your center midfielder, getting a pass on the outside right at the wing there. and then of course, your players will attack. Now, when the ball is in such a situation, you will still have a lot of defenders. You will have everybody kind of coming back, and an action that in this case the right back could take is pressure up as well, but they could essentially kind of go more into the center there, because if we get a cross out of this situation, and one of the defenders gets it out, then this is a prime position to recover the ball, and then simply either take a shot or reset back, or get a cross back in, since we have these two players ready to go. And also you would have your number 11 back in action as well. Okay, but those are some of the offensive actions that the defensive line makes during a game. So just as a little recap, your center backs attacking runs, or not attacking runs, but attacking dribbles. So once they create the space, once they move the ball side to side, and have created enough space to move forward, they take advantage of that space, and from there decide whether to make a long pass, a pass in the center, a pass to the strikers, and essentially being a little bit more direct with that, or essentially moving forward and then resetting, kind of pushing, not pushing, but passing the ball back or lateral, so that the rest of your team can move up as well, and that is essentially holding the ball. So in this case, the player will dribble forward, but essentially only so that all these players can adapt to that situation, but also giving your team, or in this case this blue team, the opportunity to push up, and this player will essentially kind of check in a little bit more into the center, but giving the team time to move up. But this dribbling action could offer several opportunities, but it's getting the space that is important in that situation. Okay, and then again, your left and right backs creating attacking runs, and then for these two, it's very, timing is very important. So it really depends on the tactic that you want. So if this is just going to be a decoy, then it might not always be an overlap. It could also be an underlap, just to give this player just being a decoy for most of the situations, but also to create space for your attacker there to kind of use that space and dribble, right? But that run is going to be dependent on what you are trying to do. But the cue could be any player here, really. So it depends on how many passes you're trying to make before the play goes into this side. But that's it. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment that in the comment section below. If you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe. Like the video if you like the video. If you have any requests, feel free to message me. Comment that in the comment section below. I have several tactic videos that I've uploaded already, so feel free to visit those. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.